Hello, everybody. To those of you who don't know who we are, my name is Arend. This is Anneesa, and you're watching Countryside Acres Live on a Sunday evening. We pretty much do this every Sunday evening. If this is your first time, every Sunday evening around 8, generally, unless something's going on and we're busy. We also do a live every second Sunday every second Sunday of every month on Boosty, which is dedicated to strictly our Boosty subscribers, gold subscribers. I was reading through a little bit of the chat here, some interesting things on registration. And someone said there's an old lady who registered 10,000 migrants in her apartment, and I thought that was quite something. I hope she got paid for that. That is a lot of people in one apartment. A business idea in Russia is to buy a house, rent it out to relocating families with possibly registration. Yes, I think that is a very good idea. Now, they can cancel registration if there's too many people registered in a house. Yeah, I don't think it would be wise to register more than one. When we were registered, was it within a week, 2 weeks after we were registered, I don't know who it is, police?
Yeah, it was.
It looked like a police officer. I assume they're strictly for immigration. Anyway, they came out to check to make sure that we were actually in the house that we said we were in. We only seen them once. I don't know how often they come. Some people say they've never seen them. I don't know. So yeah, you want to obviously, either way, you want to stay within the parameters of the law. It's the proper thing to do. But if somebody did have a house, I think there is an opportunity there again to possibly rent something like that out. But this old lady, I mean, she was on to something. 10,000 migrants in one apartment. That sounds like quite the business deal she had cooked up there. It reminds me of that old beggar lady in Toronto. She was
Stories.
in the news. I've never seen her, but she was in the news. She would beg every day, and if you didn't give her money, she'd chase you with her stick. But at the end of her day, she'd go around the corner and jump into her fancy car and drive home to her condo. Anyway, this is funny. People are afraid to register someone in their housing because registration used to give rights to part of the housing to those registered. They don't want to register with children because the guardianship can find fault. There's always problems there. I was reading through a lot of the comments, some of the comments you guys made this week, or after this last video, that there is special protection for children within the Russian Federation. And so it is really hard to remove a family with children from your house. Even if they don't pay at all, you basically can't get rid of them. Which Canada would have something similar, but it's not impossible. There are ways to get rid of someone. It takes a little bit more work, I guess. But here it almost sounds like it was impossible. So that might be why the registration is an issue. Hello from Southern California. It'll be nice and warm down there again, I bet. Sergey, I'm afraid the registration will become an even bigger issue since the Duma is in process to pass tougher law on illegal immigration. Well, as I said in the video, I am a big fan of legal immigration, and I think illegal immigration needs to be cut down everywhere. There is proper ways of doing things, and we need to stay within the parameters of the law. So how that works, I don't know. I mean, certain things, it just needs to make sense. I think anything can be amended or changed or adjusted to take into account issues. And the main issue here is not the registration, it's the lack of accommodations for a large family. That's the main issue. If you came here with, one or two, or even one kid, we know some families that showed up here, they had, a husband and wife and one kid, they have really no problem finding a place. That's not the problem. So in that case, registration's not the issue. It's large families that's the issue. And here, I think 3 or more is considered a large family. That to me is a very small family. 8 kids, 9 kids, 10 kids, 12 kids. We know some people with 15 kids. That's a large family, and good luck finding accommodations, man. Even finding accommodations for 15 kids in Canada might be a challenge. I think.
Oh, for sure, even our size. even going to the hotel or whatever.
Good evening, Sailor. Hello, everyone. Nalia, greetings from Tatarstan. Oops, lost something there again. Man, it moves around a lot. I'll read through some real quick here. Try to Mr. Bull, Moscow Online, Neon Lights, hello family, Arend, greetings from Ontario, love you guys, thank you. Kriko, hello, how is your Russian language learning going? You have a sign for that.
Our assistant did this for me today.
So Anneesa's assistant translates these lives, so they're available. She translates these lives? No, Boosty lives. But she's translating all of our videos on the Boosty platform. So if you are a member on Boosty platform, then you can see the videos there with proper proper Russian subtitles on them. And when she made up these signs, because a lot of the same questions get asked over and over and over. So that's funny. Hello from Berlin. Judge Cron, how much capital would a family of 4 need to make that same move? We are also thinking of leaving Ottawa and working towards building a farm in Quebec or Ontario, but like you, we see Canada broken. Man, I get asked that a lot, honestly, and it's really hard to put a number on that because it really depends on your lifestyle, right? So for us, we don't, our kids aren't involved in extracurricular sports activities or nothing like that. We don't need the latest, greatest vehicles. We don't eat out very often.
We have been.
Like Burger King or something.
Yeah.
But I mean, going to fancy restaurants. We don't go out to the movies. We don't, all these different things. So, I mean, two families can be drastically different as far as price ranges. I don't need the latest designer jeans or designer shoes or whatever. It makes a big difference. And then also if you're growing your own food. So right now our largest costs here would be groceries, which is still minimal compared to Canadian grocery prices, but that would be our largest expense, I think. And once this farm's up and running, that expense is going to be basically gone almost because we'll be growing all of our own food again, right? So that's really hard to put a number on. What are you willing to live without? I've often said there's 2 ways of going about it. Either you got to make more money or you got to spend less. Those are the 2 options you have. And
I'll do that.
what's that?
Put the sign on the window.
Somebody said to put it there?
Yeah, but I'm not sure if you can see it right now.
It's pretty far away.
I can see.
Maybe. But those are your 2 options, right? So years ago already, we had a hard time getting ahead financially, and finally I put everything down to hours worked. In Canada, it's normal to get paid by the hour. And I would say, listen, this is how much I'm getting paid per hour. This is how much a pair of pants costs. In other words, it costs me so many hours for this pair of pants. Do I want the pants that bad? Do I like working that much? And then it became much easier to say, you know what, I don't. I mean, I love working, but I'm not going to work 4 hours for a pair of pants or whatever it was, right? So it's hard to say. Where do you want to live? Do you want to live in Moscow? It's going to cost you a lot more money. You want to live here in Nizhny? It's a lot cheaper. You want to live farther to the east? It's even cheaper yet. You want to live out in the country or do you want to live in the city? Makes a huge difference. What are you willing to forego? I think you can do it very frugally and very cheap if you're willing to sacrifice. Our dear Russian Canadians, Chuman welcomes you. I said I was going to go through those quickly. I stuck around on that one a long time. Constantine, hello. At the last video, you said about registration problems. Yes, Aaron, there is a real reason why Russians do not want to register foreigners or even other Russians with children in their homes. Russia has an old law aimed at protecting children. Yeah, we were just discussing that one a little bit. Yeah. I noticed you often drink coffee on live. Coffee at night is not a good idea. It may make it difficult for you to sleep. It is better to drink coffee in the morning and day. I have drank coffee at night for many years. You're right. I'm not going to argue with you, but I can drink a cup of coffee and go right to sleep. It doesn't affect me that well.
You're not sleeping though.
No, not nowadays. No.
So
But tonight I'm actually drinking tea. I got my daughter making a peppermint tea. I'm not drinking coffee. I am going to cut caffeine off again and see if we can get some better rest. I don't know. Somebody suggested it might be stress. I don't know what on earth could possibly be stressful. I mean, all we did was move from another country to a country where we don't speak the language, build a house before winter, sold everything we owned. I really don't know what would be possibly stressful. I actually don't feel stressed at all. I don't.
Yeah, but you'd be surprised if you don't feel it, but your body's on
My body might, yeah. Artem, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hello. Constantine, according to this law, the owner of the house can't evict a child who registered there if the child has no other housing. Thus, bad people can live in your property. I knew a guy in Canada, he got around that. He just, he'd come over one time, he never kick him out. He'd just come over one time and say, hey, I noticed this door needs some fixing. We're just going to take it off. I'm going to get this thing fixed. And he'd take it off at the front door, and he just wouldn't put it back. And he says, you'd be amazed how fast people leave once there's no more door in the house. So, anyway, I don't know if that works every time or not. Peter, hello again from Yalta, Crimea. Svetlana, immediately a question about light. I didn't see a question about light. Might have missed it. Oops. Mouse is so sensitive. I scroll down a little bit and boom, gone. Do you think...
I just wondered if we could see these yellows.
Oh, your eyeball's getting old?
Oh, yeah.
Do you think it is... Why is it not doing this now?
You gotta click on it. Maybe it's too close now.
I think you messed it up. Maybe? I don't know. What have you done? It's all over, folks. Oh, now we're really done. Oh, no, I got this one. That's good. Where did it go, though? Do you think it is harder to raise children in a conservative manner without religion? I am not a non-believer, but it is not a part of my daily life. Do you think it is harder to raise children in a conservative manner without religion? Well, what is conservative manner without religion? Not everybody would agree with this, but where does your conservative moral compass come from? Where does traditional values come from? Religion. That's the answer. That's where all of them come from. Normality in life, the normality that the Western world all agreed on, the moral codes and ethics that we all agreed on in the Western world, all come from the Bible. And people can deny that if they like to, but that's where it comes from. It was a Christian world for the last 2,000 years. It's slipping fast now, and countries are trying to do it without God, but look at the stuff that's going on. So, you can live conservatively, yes, without going to church or imposing any kind of religion, but it's only a matter of time, because you don't have a grounding point. Then, yeah, you need to preach conviction, we often say. If you can't show somebody why they need to do what they need to do, then there's no reason for those people to continue doing it, right? So if you can prove from the Bible, say, hey, listen, God said such and such, then there's a reason for people to stick at it. I don't know if that makes any sense. How can you convict your children of something if you have no measuring tape? Yeah, it's your rule of life. So anyway, you can raise them in conservative manner, yes, but there may be no reason for them to stay there unless they're convicted of it, and you need to teach them that. Like, why do we do this? Why don't we do that? There has to be something taught. You can't just say, well, because I said so. I mean, lots of people have tried that, but there's no conviction there. Nothing lasts there long term. It is also necessary to write that the children are homeschooled and study every day. Oh, hang on. That's really quite funny, I think. I got a chuckle out of it. We have a sign for that too.
I don't know where we're going to put that one. Right here? Will that fit? I got tape. Where's the tape?
I watched your video regarding newcomers registration and some ideas came up. You already know all the processes, and might you guys want to organize an organization to help newcomers with migration. We are definitely interested in helping as many people as we can. Obviously, we are limited in our expertise and knowledge on the matter, and time, I guess, as well, but we do what we can. Here in Nizhny Novgorod, there is an agency set up. The government here has been very proactive. The governor himself, from what I understand, the governor himself has been behind this, and they're being very proactive in helping new immigrants come. That is something that they want to make a primary focus. So the OKA agency, OKA agency, has been set up to facilitate and help with that move. and they are actively helping. There's quite a few members there, staff members, I guess, whatever, employees there, that are dedicated to making that transition smoother. What it all entails, I don't exactly know. We came here prior to the agency being set up, and a lot of our help was received outside of that agency, but now they are, I think, also working on our stuff to some degree. But that's been a huge help. So if you're looking at coming, that agency is more or less strictly for Nizhny Novgorod, but I think they can be a help and even pointing you in the right directions probably for other areas as well. You can look them up. You can post their website on the chat right now.
Not sure how.
How do you get to clipboard? It is in my clipboard right now, right there. So there's the address just posted on in the feed right now. If anybody's interested, you can go check that out. And they have team members, that's their job, to help with the paperwork, help with the registrations, help figure all this stuff out. But it remains a problem more on the legislation issue because it's, as some of the comments you're pointing out here, it's not a simple thing for someone to register a family. All right, where were we? Adopted kitties, I agree with your point. Perhaps it is impossible to separate the two effectively. Life changes a lot from year to year. Maybe as the West continues to move away from religion, I will move closer to it. Okay, I'm glad you understood my point then. I didn't know if I made it quite clear or not, but I do think they go hand in hand. So I've seen some churches, some conservative churches, not necessarily that I would agree with, but people that I know, your neighbors you farm with and stuff, and these conservative churches that are very strict and have a set of rules basically that need to be adhered to that are not necessarily biblical, like a dress code. You won't find in the Bible that you have to wear a dress of such a length, or you have to wear only such a color pants, or whatever. Just make it up. But you will find principles in the Bible regarding modesty and how we need to dress modestly and look modestly. So, they have then their convictions on that. And if you can't convince the next generation that it's important to hold to those convictions, well, they're not going to stick to it, right? And that's kind of what I'm trying to get at, I guess. So if it's important to you, you need to have some grounding basis, something. We call the Bible a measuring tape, and it's a measuring stick, and everything in life needs to be measured by that Bible. And if it doesn't measure up, then it's not something for us. Anyway. Good evening. Will you get a dog later? Yes, absolutely. We miss our dogs. If you look in our old videos, encourage you to do that anyway. If you got some time, go through our old videos. It helps us with our analytics as well, and also helps you to understand who we are and where we came from. Maybe you'll understand our points of view on things a little bit as well. But we miss our dogs. We do. About electricity, please, too. I don't know. Put it back. Put what back? What are we talking about? Oh, maybe.
So they can
Electricity. Well, I don't know if we have a sign for electricity. I don't think so.
No.
No. They're working on it, though. Very, very soon you're going to see some footage on that. Why did you choose Georgia to enter Russia? I don't remember how I got to Georgia. I think it was through Father Gleason. He told me, maybe.
Oh, there was another family there.
Well, Joel McFadden was there, yeah. He was a Canadian, and there's a few Canadians in Georgia. I think it was through Father Gleason I got a hold of Joel and discussed back and forth, and it seemed like a nice place to go for a bit. We weren't prepared at all for what Georgia looked like. And this other Canadian family that's coming is now in Georgia, and I think they're thinking the same thing. It's a lot rougher in Georgia than we thought. They had also had some riots and stuff there before we came. We didn't know anything about that. We don't have a TV. But there was a lot of spray paint and ugliness around when we showed up in Georgia.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty bad.
But Georgia is not really in the west, not really in the east. It's kind of a middle ground. Seemed like a safe place to go. We wanted to get out of Canada. We had been locked down. We weren't even allowed to leave the country for quite a while. And now all the restrictions were gone. We just wanted out before they decided to lock us down again. Now, hindsight, I guess they never did implement any more lockdowns in the last year. So I suppose we could have taken it a little longer, but we wanted out. We were done. We wanted to get going. And so we stayed there in Georgia, waiting for our paperwork from Canada to be finally finished. That took forever and never did get done while we were in Georgia. And we finally made contact, say, listen, if it's okay with the Russian government, I mean, if the Nizhny Novgorod government knows that we're coming, they seem to be eager to have us come, and we want to come, then the only thing that's stopping us is this silly paperwork. Is there not some way we can get this overlooked for now, at least? And that's how we were able to facilitate that move. The government here in Nizhny helped out. I don't know who they phoned or how they called, but we could get our visas in Georgia then and go here. So we're going to be grateful to them for a long time. They were a big help to us. Good fella, contact American expat's wife Svetlana for immigration questions. Yes, so she does that as well. I don't know exactly to what extent. I do know Joe Rose, I talk to him once in a while. I don't know all the stuff that she helps out with, but she's also actively engaged in that as well. The whole screen's moving instead of this part. There we go. Hello, my question is for Anneesa. Do you always wear your head shawl? When do girls start wearing it in your family? Thank you. Yeah, good questions.
Yeah, I always wear it as much as possible. I put something on my head. I wear a baseball cap sometimes and other head covering sometimes. I usually always wear it. I wear it to bed, I guess, too. And sometimes I wake up with it, and sometimes I don't. But
sometimes it falls off. Yeah.
Yes. I guess in our house, we would just, I guess, believe that when our daughters are old enough to express their desire to serve and honor God, then they would wear a head covering as well.
The younger girls have asked to wear it before, and we have discussed that as well, whether they should or shouldn't. Or we believe the Bible's clear enough on the need to wear a head covering, but doesn't really state an age of when that starts. So
yeah.
So we know
some places, yeah. I was gonna say some girls.
All girls would wear it, yeah. What are you planning to do in the wintertime? Oh, I've got lots more building to do. Finish the house. I'd like to build a workshop yet, and then if the workshop's done, I'm hoping to build cabins in the workshop for next spring, so that we will have cabins to be able to rent out for the next season. But I don't know if that'll all get done or not. I'm hoping to do some sliding down this hill, buy something that'll slide down the ice or snow. That'll be fun. Play with the kids. Yeah. And language. Focus a lot on language learning. Many greetings from Belgrade. Claude, learning Russian will be very difficult and thorny patch. The main thing is not give up. I wish your family good luck in your endeavors. Thank you. Your Alaskan fan checking in. Had to change direction to Southeast Asia for a bit cheaper. Plus, I see worse conflict happening in Europe, Africa, and Middle East soon. Yeah, I think you are correct. There's going to be... seems like the lid's about to blow off the kettle here shortly. Messenger, may Elohim God bless you, God the Father and Mother. Oops, where'd that go? Aiden, I just went back and watched your video about forming and pouring your foundation walls. How are the prices of ICF forms and concrete in Russia? And does the company also sell ICF roof forms? This company makes these in-house. Really neat, actually, a real nice process. I'm still supposed to do a video in there sometime. I really would like to. I should contact them again sometime, because I really think their business is really cool, and I think it's something you guys might enjoy watching. So that was my hope, is to go in there and do that. They were going to let me know when they had time, or when things were clean enough for me to do it. So I'll have to contact them again for that. But they make them in-house. These are the only forms they make of that particular kind, and they have not had too many projects where they actually do a full wall, from what I understand. It's more like foundation walls and things like that. Hmm?
Just this one about the iron clinic.
Okay, that's where we're going to now, aren't we?
You missed it.
Anyway, so no, I don't think they have any other technologies available there. Sure, there's other ICF companies in Russia, I would think, but I don't know of them. And prices compared to Canada, I'm not 100% sure. Concrete's cheap here compared to there. Concrete's very expensive in Canada. And I would think the forms here are much cheaper too, I'm guessing so. Did you want me to read that?
Yeah, just that there's an excellent.
We have excellent ophthalmology clinics in Russia with super modern equipment and highly qualified specialists. I recently had an operation on one eye there. Everything was fine. There are also excellent reviews about free ophthalmology. You could also go there for the help of your wonderful daughter. Maybe they'll say something else.
Yes.
So where are you going right now? Is that an ophthalmologist?
It's an eye specialist. We've got our assistant to book the girls, and that's why the patch work is happening in Ariana's eye. Is we have not just the girls, but Elias has it as well, and we haven't had the babies tested yet, but I'm pretty sure at least one of them has it as well. So it's something in our genetics causes our children to have strabismus, and the girls and Elias have been going for eye training to strengthen the muscles in their eyes, and it's actually really helping. So it's really, really exciting. We actually just had our 5-day checkup, and they said that Cora has gone up 2 lines on the eye chart. She's gone up 2 lines in her one eye. Her other eye was actually really good already, and it hasn't really gone up that much. Ariana's getting stronger as well, and Elias is getting stronger, and they're going up, I think, one level for each one of their eyes. So it's really, really cool. I did not know that any of that existed, so I'm really excited for them. Yeah. So, and to see that it's actually working is quite remarkable. So
That's a lot of driving for me.
yeah, but
It's worth it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
No, but I mean, seeing progress makes it worth it, right?
Absolutely. It's only been 5 days of training, and they have another 5 more to go. And yeah, if you
And they can do this a couple times a year, they said?
yeah. So if they want to do it again, then they'll do it again, and I think they should. Why not?
There's footage of that coming up in a video coming up.
Yeah.
I'm still amazed at how who figured this out in the first place that this would work. Right?
It's really, really neat. Yeah.
Don't forget to give her a thumbs up, guys, and nail that thumbs up button. We're gonna cut her short today too. We're only gonna run for about an hour, so another half an hour to go, maybe, or something. Where are you living in town once you move out? Will the owners just rather other?
No, where we are living in.
Oh, where we're living now? I don't know. It depends. I guess it's up to them. If they need the space for anybody else or not, I think they would probably be open to that, but I can't speak for them.
I don't know. They have a group of missionaries that they like to rent out to as well, so we have to keep in mind that.
Alina, how long have you been living in Russia? About 9 months, roughly now. We showed up on January 9th? 8th? 7th. Or I guess 7th. I was pretty sick, so I don't remember. January 7th, we showed up. 2024. Jesus brought us the new covenant. By keeping the new covenant, Passover, we have Jesus' flesh and blood on us, and we have protection from all disasters in life, eternal life. The man has to run it. Has to run what?
No idea.
Love how the Australians are attacking the registration issues, but they've been there for years, so I cannot imagine having those problems. No. Stop writing to them about the language. Oop, we lost it down again. Oleg, one question. Why you do not do the exterior finishing of your house? Well, because I'm busy on the inside of the house. Do we have a note for that one?
No, we don't. Yeah, but I don't think they understand. So
okay, so the outside is now, it's weatherproof. It could stay like this for years and years and years, no problems. Yeah, we're not going to leave it like this, of course. But there's really no need to do anything else on the outside of the house right now.
There is a need, but we don't
right
have
now.
to right at this minute.
No, there's no need to do it right now. That's what I said.
I know, it just sounds like when you say there's no need.
Right now. There's no need to do anything to the outside of the house right now.
Right now.
Right? Because right now we need to focus on the inside. The way some people make it sound, it's like I should side the outside of the house, but then I have nowhere for my family to live. What difference does it make if there's siding on the outside or not? It doesn't make it more comfortable on the inside. I need drywall, I need paint, flooring, trim, right? Furniture, kitchen. We're sitting right now on the kitchen stove. We need all that stuff installed. The siding can wait. We'll get the inside done, then we'll do the side. Nina, is it not difficult to translate, copy, and add? And the meaning? You will not understand the answer anyway. Needs Niall. I don't know why that comment said. Hi there. Something with Jeremiah. Oleg, why did you decide to paint the walls instead of wallpapering? I don't like wallpapering. Where we're from, wallpaper is for old people, and it's something that was done in the 1900s. I do believe some rich people now use wallpaper again in Canada, but I can't stand the stuff. I've worked on houses where there's 5-6 layers of wallpaper on it. I don't want wallpaper in my house. I don't even like when people suggest wallpaper in my house.
I wanted to do wallpaper accent walls.
One or two walls.
Yeah, but I have not seen any wallpaper in any store that I actually would want in our house.
Yeah. Paint's nice. You don't like it? Paint over it.
True. You don't like the color you pick, you just pick a new paint.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's another thing too, even washing and stuff. Like instead of like if your walls get too dirty, too rough, you just paint over it.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of wallpaper. I just think wallpaper looks cheap. It's something that, people did in the past, and we've moved on from that. Yes. Here in Russia, wallpaper is a huge thing. Georgia, I noticed the wallpaper aisle was massive. They obviously like wallpaper there. Maybe it's a European thing. I don't know.
Your mom
I
had
can't
wallpaper
stand
all
wallpaper.
the time.
That's because the old house we lived in had wallpaper. You can't paint over it, and so the only choice then is to wallpaper over it. Add another layer. It's like jumping. There's already 6 on the wall. I don't like
How
wallpaper.
do you really feel?
Yeah. But if you have wallpaper, I'm sure it looks lovely. I'm sure it does. They have an auto translator into English, as far as I remember. Narrow footsteps. Does your children have to be vaccinated to go to school or go to Russia? We don't do vaccines. We don't either. So, no. Nina is nothing terrible. Everything is ahead. I don't know. Monkeypox is their new shutdown concern, but there is a cure. Not mainstream, though.
Leave it.
I think leave the comment? All right, I'll leave the comment. Samson, aka, do you have any plans to start a road cafe to sell snacks from your vegetables and cattle? If so, I would be happy to visit. We would like to do an on-farm store. We had planned to do one on the highway, but then we found out with this new highway coming through, we're not going to have any road access. So that's kind of changed for now. We may do it right here on farm. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. But we are planning on selling our stuff, and that'll be whether it's door-to-door delivery or we're not 100% sure yet. We're going to work that all out, but there will be some kind of a store for sure. Alex, I didn't know that Nijino had a population of 1.3 million inhabitants. Yes. Yeah, there's 3.5 in the region, I think, or 3. So, yeah, it's got a decent amount of people.
Are you planning to give any advice in your hockey?
Are you planning to give any of your advice in the hockey section? You are Canadian after all. I love that.
No.
No, I do like hockey. I like watching a good game of hockey, but I'm not an expert on hockey at all.
No.
My wife knows way more about hockey than I do.
We go to a hockey game and he's like, what just happened? I have to tell him play by play what's happening.
Yeah, I don't always pay attention. I find it fascinating if you go to a big game, like how many people are crammed in there. It blows my mind. First time we went to an NHL game, we got free tickets through work, and I went to an NHL Calgary Flames. And I spent most of the time just looking at it. I've never seen so many people all in one area. It's like there's 50,000 people sitting in there. Yeah. This is insane. Where do they all come from? It's quite simple.
Yeah, he's just sports in general. You're not a sports person. Remember that time that you were like on the sidelines for one of our kids' soccer games?
Oh yeah.
And he was supposed to make a call whether they were in or out, and like it was offside or something. Anyway, he made the wrong call. It was like
lost my kid's game.
It was meant for the other team, and he made it like he put the flag on the wrong side, and they lost the game because of that call. Yeah. I'm like, way to go, Dad.
Shouldn't have picked me for the job.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's funny. It's all good. There are varieties of wallpaper that can be painted over. Oh, that's good news. Good news. Actually, wallpaper is a French thing. Aha! That's why I don't like it. It's French people. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It took about 10, 12 layers of paper off my walls in an old house. The entire spectrum of paper running back to the black felty stuff on the back. Yeah.
Think of the square footage, right?
Yeah, your whole house bigger.
Yeah.
Narrow footsteps. How is it possible you didn't get basic vaccines like rubella vaccine? I don't know. Svetlana, good evening, Anneesa and Aaron. I want to send a box with gifts. I will use CDEC. I am in Ekaterinburg, but I don't know address in Nizhny Novgorod. You have an address handy there? Let's punch
You
it
have
in
it
here.
in
I
too?
think. Yeah, no, but it's Bektova.
Oh, what are you doing?
Whoops, I wrote Backo for some reason. I don't know how that happened. Which one is it? Bektova 30...
35? 48?
35? No, 48 those. It's 35. You have to write street early. Ulitsa. Ulitsa Bektova. Good luck in spelling that. You're doing pretty good. Ulitsa Bektova 35. Are there gophers or moles or badgers in the pasture? Breaking a farm animal's leg is horrible. You know, we grew up with groundhogs in southern Ontario. I mean, they'll put a hole in the ground like this. Jack Russell will go down the hole. We used to have, the farm I grew up on as a kid, the people behind us had a Jack Russell dog. And he would go down the groundhog holes and wrestle a groundhog, drag it up, and bring it home. And so the neighbor would tell me he'd come home sometimes and there's this dead groundhog laying in front of his door, present from his dog. Anyway, so they're decent size. You'd think if Jack Russell could fit down the hole. Never lost any critters' legs in there. I think gophers are worse because they're smaller hole, harder for a critter to see maybe when they're running around. We haven't seen anything like that here yet. I think we probably have some moles, but I've never seen gophers or badgers in this area. I mean, I obviously haven't seen much of Russia. YouTube deleted your comment a few days ago. I saw your email and then it got deleted. I asked for your information because we were interested in moving to Russia. I saw your email. Oh, my email address, maybe? You want to punch that in there too? Next year, how much of your land do you plan to plant and what do you want to grow? Well, if we can afford it, I'm hoping we can buy cattle. Maybe even buy some this fall already, because if we want to sell meat, we need to have something. So I wouldn't mind buying some stockers this fall, but I don't have nowhere to put them yet. So we'll see how it goes. But if we could, then I'd buy some stockers, 800 pound calves, and then we'd start feeding them right now, and then we'd have meat to sell hopefully next year. Maybe even some 1,000-pounders. We'll see. And then I would like to buy cow-calf next year. Some nice Angus cows or cow-calf pairs in the spring and have them on grass here. So approximately 80 acres in pasture probably. And then we'll crop the rest. Mixture of hay and grain. I don't know what we're all going to plant yet. Big vegetable garden, of course. We want to put a big piece into fruit trees. This is all if we can afford it and if we have time, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, lots of orchard stuff, lots of vegetables, berries, raspberries, strawberries. Hoping to get strawberries in this fall yet, if we get time. Yeah, more the merrier, basically. Everything that we could sell. Hello, fellow Canadians. We left Ontario on August 20th and moved to El Salvador. We are still waiting for our business to sell, but we are renting here. We moved with 3 kids and 3 cats. Love watching you. You took your cats with to El Salvador. Good for you.
Interesting.
Wonder how much of a challenge that was to do. We had contemplated taking our dog with us, but then we didn't really know how we were going to get here, and so we decided to sell one dog, then we sold another dog, and we kept the last dog, toured around in the States in our motorhome with it. Motorhome blew.
A motor.
If you want to watch that story, it's all on YouTube. And then while we were down there, we're like, you know what? We don't even know how we're going to get home. Never mind this dog. There was a loving family there that was interested in our dog, and we gave her a new home there in the States. And so definitely miss that dog. Would love to have her back, but she has a good home. You have additional loads installed on the rear axle of the tractor. Oh, You mean with weight? No.
Oh, yeah.
No, I have weights ordered, coming. In Ontario, I always ordered my tractor loaded tires, we call it. And basically, you just fill the tires full of fluid. You can't just use water because it freezes. We're in the northern hemisphere. So we would use beet juice nowadays, or what they used to do is put calcium in. Calcium is highly corrosive, so if you end up with a leak, it'll eat your rims. It eats metal. Whereas beet juice is what they're using now, and it doesn't eat the rims. And that's readily available. Every tire shop would know what you're talking about when you say loading the tires. I mentioned it here, and they didn't seem to understand what I was talking about. It doesn't seem to be a thing. And so I ordered cast iron weights instead. I like loading the tires because that fluid is in the bottom of the tire, not in the middle. And so the lower the weight, the better. Get better traction, better stability. But cast iron weights would be the next best thing. So they'll be going in the centers of the wheels. Dan, I talked to my cousin since then. He says what he's doing on the farm quite often is windshield washer fluid. He fills his tires himself. And I said, I can do that. So the next tractor we buy, I might consider doing that. Because again, I do like having fluid in the tire itself rather than the weight on the wheel well is up a lot higher. The lower your center of gravity, the better. You were talking about another family coming. Are they going to your village? Well, it's not our village. We don't own it. But yes, most likely they will be coming very close to us. Do you feel the need to install security cameras to protect your home?
We have them.
Yeah, we have them. I don't know if I feel the need for them. I think a lot of the security, the heightened security here is left over from the 90s. I haven't seen any visible crime or visible evidence of needing any security, but it's never a bad idea. Amanda, $10 super chat. Thank you very much. Joyce, head coverings can be held by bobby pins or a clip beret. Some head covering carriers will have a covering option with a strip sewn in underneath to help from slipping. Hope this helps. So I'm guessing that was meant for someone else. Mm-hmm. But yes, you are very right. Not that I've ever put one on, but I've watched my wife do it for years. So.
You have a covering on now?
That's true, yes, but I don't need any bobby pins to hold that one on. I need a haircut too again. It's amazing how fast it grows.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Amanda. $35 bits of Angus. Where happened to that? I've seen it somewhere. Lamb meat. My, these comments must come in quick. I don't know what happened to them.
Mm-hmm.
35 bits of Angus is a new. Oh, you wrote that. No, it's Countryside Corner. Yeah. Why does it say 35 bits of Angus?
No idea.
You wrote it?
No.
Well, that's you.
That's weird. I don't know how that got there unless you click something here by mistake. That's funny.
Here, Countryside Acres Homestead, you put that in, so 35 bits of Angus.
Maybe that's what it translates.
People are all wondering, what on earth are you talking about, lady?
I don't even see it here now.
Can my husband get a job in Russia even though he can't speak Russian? We're from the USA. Ulitsa Bektova 35, Nizhny Novgorod. They've translated to 35 bits of Angus. Very interesting. Well, it should show up in the right way on their screen, I think. Mine's trying to translate it to English.
Interesting.
Yes, your husband would be able to get a job depending on who he's working for, of course. Language could be an issue in some places, but it's not in other places. So depending on what kind of work he's doing, language would be or would not be a problem. I do know some people who work in like IT who don't speak the language. But it's advisable to take some courses and learn anyway.
Yeah, you're gonna move here. You should probably learn it.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel a need? Oh, I read that already. Where did that come from? All right. Sharon, $13.99 super chat. Hello from Saskatchewan. You have a wonderful family. You all work so well together. God bless you. Thank you very much, Sharon.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Greetings from America. Thank you for your live chat. I hope all is well with you and your family in Russia. God bless you. Yes, we are very good. Your slids don't sleeps.
Child?
Chance?
No.
News now. Foreign citizens present valid identity documents and a visa of a certain category at the border control point if they arrive from a country. Work our way towards the bottom. I want real parsnips. I can't find them here in BC, Canada. I'll pay a lot for real parsnips. Well, I can't ship you those from here. I think there would be laws against this. Arend, to sleep well, you need to stop drinking coffee and tea. Well, this is a peppermint tea. I don't think there's any caffeine in that. You're saying stop drinking it at all. I don't think that's ever going to happen.
No. Yeah, I've been trying that for years.
But cutting down and not drinking past a certain time of day, yeah. Thanks for doing what you're doing. Thank you very much, Alexander. Evgeny Valentina, NetBay tomorrow we will watch with Russian subtitles. This is a live broadcast, now we'll have subtitles. You have a large plot and a lot of land, which is great. Your next house, build from wood of logs. It could be very nice. I've never done that. I often wanted to. Years ago, I seen a nice house and it had what I call field stone. So not hewn necessarily. It was just real nice field stone foundation and then round log on top. And I thought, man, that is beautiful. My wife's never been a big fan of log house. A lot of cleaning.
Yeah, I find that the logs would all get covered in dust.
Plus, it's a lot of maintenance. You got to restain it.
Yeah. And then if you ever want to paint a wall or put a new window in, to me, it's just not practical.
It's nice.
The idea is nice. I just don't think it's very practical.
No.
I've never, man.
Who forgot the mitten? Oh, the like. Yeah. Hit the thumbs up, folks. How do you plan to heat the house? Water. We do have a wood-fired boiler. I don't know if I'll get around to hooking it up yet or not, but we do have a water heater in the house, and we'll be circulating hot water through radiators and through in-floor heat. How much is a house in Russia for a family of 6? That really varies depending on where you're looking. If you're going to buy in Moscow, it's going to be a lot. If you're buying in Nizhny, it'll be a lot less. If you buy in the countryside, it'll be really cheap. You can pick up a cottage for 20,000 Canadian. You need some renovations probably. But again, it depends on where you're moving to or where you want to live and what lifestyle you're looking for. If you want a decent apartment in the city, you're going to pay a lot more than that. The best thing you could do is go on Avito, A-V-I-T-O. I don't use the app. You can download the app and it quite often tells me to do so because it's easier on the app. But the app doesn't have English language option. And so by looking at it through your browser, you can, with Google anyway, you get the 3 dots on the top and you can translate every page you're looking at into English. And so also all the advertisements on Avito you can then see in English. And that's a big help. So you can find a lot of real estate listings on that. The only thing you have to remember that it mistranslates. Most properties here are measured in sot, and 1 sot I think is 1,000 square meters. But it translates sot into acres, and it's obviously not the same thing. So when I first started looking on this, I was told about it, and I was looking, I'm like, wowzers, I can get this 13-acre piece out in the country with this nice big house for like, I don't know, $15,000 or something. Like, this is phenomenal. And then I found out that it's not 13 acres, it's 13 sot, which is a very small chunk of land. Hello, the beetroot has been harvested. It's time to cook borscht in the cauldron. That sounds good. It does. Are you considering using some Hightech in farming, like unmanned harvesters? I've heard Russia is a leader in that technology. Cognitive pilot, I think. Name of it. Some Hightech. I'm not sure what you mean. Oh, maybe Hightech. Probably no T on it. Oh, maybe. We'll see down the road. I don't know. We did come here with the idea of helping to create jobs as well. So too much technology robs jobs, but some things are better done with a machine. So we're always open to it. Besides the strong grain and dairy industry, is there a large beef, suckle, cow, calf industry? What information you can tell us? Are there live beef prices extremely high there too? Good questions. You know, I knew some Primroses in Alberta that were big into beef. I don't know if you all are related to them or not. There isn't really a big beef industry here because people don't consume a lot of meat here. Dairy is a big thing. If you go to the grocery store, you can tell right away because a large portion of the store is consumed with dairy products, whether that's milk, cheese, butter, yogurts. And the meat section is very small often. They have a lot of like, what do you call it, processed meats, summer sausages, things like that, salamis. But the actual like fresh meat is a very small section in every store. Probably price-wise, I'm guessing. It takes, dude, would you like to become the president of Canada to change something? Me? No. No, I don't think I would. I don't think I'd like politics.
You wouldn't be able to get anything done there because nobody thinks rational.
No, true too.
They're not out to help. They're just to fill their pockets.
Yeah. I think the meat industry will take off, but meat is it's something that has to catch on, and you have to show people. Like, I think going direct to consumer is the way to go. Anyways, cut out the middle guy. Miratorg's kind of got the meat market cornered here. From what I understand, they're willing to work with other producers and help guys get going. I haven't talked to them personally, but I had heard that at one point. So they are a massive beef producer. I forget how big, but huge. And you see their meat. So the meat that we buy in the store is all from Miratorg. So it is out there. Of course, people do eat it, but it's not a thing like we have in the West, where every weekend we're barbecuing something. Here it's not to that scale. But it's definitely something that can grow. I don't know about the prices. I just know that meat price in the store is reasonable enough, and live cattle price is also reasonable enough that it's almost comparable to Canadian prices.
Apparently her husband is a cousin to the Primrose in Alberta.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, the Primrose are in Alberta and in Saskatchewan as well. I believe they bought a pile of land.
8 Primrose boys born in 1920s in Alberta.
8?
8 of them.
Okay, related. Interesting. Aaron, please say something in Russian. Dobry din. That's not very much, I guess.
You say that all the time.
Yeah. Меня зовут Arend Feenstra. I can see that too. Я не знаю what else to say. Good evening. Russia is very big and very beautiful. Why did you choose Nizhny Novgorod? Of course, your choice is very worthy. The city is very beautiful with a long history. It's pretty simple. It's not that complicated. I mean, I think God led us here.
Absolutely.
For sure. So, but for our side of things, the choice is pretty simple because we wanted to get to Russia. We knew that for sure. That was the place we needed to go. And we were offered two regions offered to take us in and give us, what do you call it? Quota. And you needed to get quota. So every area is only allotted so much immigration quota. And it's really hard to get a slot. And so we were guaranteed to get one. If we chose to go to these two regions, we would get immigration quota. So that made it pretty simple. The one area was much closer to Ukraine, and the other area is farther from Ukraine. So we took this one, which is farther from Ukraine. That's our simple side of it. I believe God was leading us and directing us here.
I really wanted to come here.
Yeah. She had been wandering around both a lot on the roads. What is it noise? Below us? Noisy kids. Wandering along the roads and stuff, and just fell in love with it. It's just beautiful. And the longer we're here, I mean, I couldn't imagine having moved somewhere else. It's a really beautiful region. It's got a lot to offer. And landscape-wise too, it's not all one thing. It's like, it's got sandy area, it's got the nicer dirt area, it's got highs and lows, the rivers, beautiful rivers running through the city. It's phenomenal. The city itself is really beautiful. It's pretty well kept, well maintained. Again, that comes down to the government that's there right now. The last number of years, they've made an immense amount of changes. I've seen some video footage of like before and afters, and it's like, wow, So we came here, it was looking nice already, but now I've seen video of what it looked like before and what it's now. They've done a lot of work to just make it beautiful. So yeah, we're very happy. Always nice to see you live. Thank you. Garnet, burgers, barbecue, steaks, ribs, chicken, and more. Yep. Why are you not going up? Cash is with your cryptocurrency. Use some banks. Hello, right, dear. Will you put a bucket on the tractor to remove snow? When the snow appears, there will be a lot of it. Well, if it's anything like last winter, that's not a lot of snow. That's just an average winter. It really depends on who you ask as far as a lot of it. If there's a lot of it, I would get a snow blower, because that's really the only way to deal with a lot of snow. And I have never seen a snow blower here in Russia yet. So, have we? I don't think I have. I mean, even the guys cleaning the streets in the town use a little sweeper thing, which seems like a very impractical way of getting rid of snow. Snowblower works way better than that, and I've never seen one in use. So I don't know. We've only been here for part of the winter, but it didn't seem like there's a lot of snow. We'll see what comes. This year might be the year. Yeah, but yeah, tractor bucket works pretty good too. In one of the videos, you asked about the possibility of installing noise shields. I wrote that there's a company in Novgorod engaged in road barriers. Have you checked their prices? I have not yet, no. I've sent a lot of information from a bunch of different people. One of them, I believe, had prices on it that seemed like would be a little out of our reach. And so we're going to plant some trees and we'll see how much that does. Hello from Germany. God bless you and your family. Thank you. The sound quality is really sketchy tonight. Sorry about that. How are African Americans treated down there? I'm brown and my husband is white. We fit down there. We're Christians too. Is that to us or somewhere else?
I think it's here.
Well, we're not really down there though. We're up here.
I think it has a lot to do with your personality.
You think it's for us? He might be writing something up.
Whatever.
I think you'll be treated just fine here. I see some other people here. There's lots of different colored people and different religions of people, and different ethnicities and nationalities. Yeah.
Yeah. I think a lot has to do with your heart.
Sorry for the uncomfortable question. I'm just wondering, are you not working now? What do you plan to do in the future? Well, that's not an uncomfortable question. I work every day. I'm building my house. The power just went out. That's all right. We have battery power. Yeah, we work every day on the house. So we are self-employed. We have been for many years. We work for ourselves, and farming is part of that. So right now we're building a house. We are living on some savings, and hopefully by next year we will start producing product here on the farm, and we will start selling that. And that is work. I have no intentions of working for someone else as a job. I will if I have to, but I have no intentions of doing that at this point, as long as we can produce. That's why we bought a farm, is to produce goods and be able to sell goods and hopefully make enough to live. Snowblowers exist in some rich gated communities. Well, a snowblower is not even that expensive, really. Unfortunately, it depends on the region, number of floors, conditions, all for the house. Yeah. By the way, in winter, you can shovel the snow closer to the road to make a sound curtain. Mm-hmm. Be careful, Russia is not so honey as it seems. Well, that's pretty good so far for us.
Any country can have not so honey circumstances.
Aaron, how is the maintenance of your tractor?
They just put a video of it.
Good. I think they did a great job. To be honest, I was busy with a bunch of stuff, and I've been running back and forth to, lights are on again. I was running back and forth to the city all week, so I was only here for a portion of that maintenance, but from what I hear from Wes, they thoroughly went over everything and did a good job. They were bouncing on the loader tractor there one time, trying to find a squeak, and they found it and greased it. Good. You are a bit wrong, R.E. loving meat in Russia. In summer, every family who has a dash of country does shashlik barbecue every weekend. This is true, but I don't think, I imagine you can statistically find the information online. I don't imagine it compares to the amount of meat that gets consumed in the West. Like huge amounts of meat. And I simply say that because I don't see meat for sale here like we do.
Well, they said at the market. They get them from the market.
Maybe instead of at the grocery store. No, it could be. I could be wrong. We'll find out. We're going to have meat for sale, and we'll see how much it sells. A lot of times, meat is a slower seller. Like even in Canada, you see, when people are struggling, then all of a sudden meat's not moving in the stores anymore. It's because people can hardly afford it. And right now, I'm just talking to our oldest son there. He works in the meat industry as well. prices are just insane for me right now. So how people can afford it, I don't know. He says we're seeing a lot more people buying cows now, and rather than going to grocery stores, they're getting ready for having their own meat available because the price is just so crazy for food in Canada right now. I never had thought that I will be witness, but it seems like they will start building the third temple in Jerusalem. They will start that, the Revelation consequences. Your thoughts on that? Oh, I have thoughts on that. They've been talking about building that third temple for a long time. I don't know. I've been expecting them to start at some point. To me, that's going to trigger off a whole lot of end time stuff, if I read the Bible correctly. But everybody has their own opinions on it, I guess. I think the temple is the start of a lot of what's going to happen. When and if they build it. Hello from Krasnodar. I lived in the U.S. now 19 years in Russia. You have a wonderful family. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Boss, hello from Japan. Always a pleasure to watch you grow in progress. Thank you very much. Vladimir, hello, our Canadians. Can you tell us how much costs the fuel in Russia? God bless this nice family. Yeah, so some of the Russians in here might know better than me, but I believe it was 52 rubles a liter that I just paid for gasoline. And I believe diesel is right around the 60 rubles a liter. So I don't know if you want to figure that out in dollars. Well, depending on what country you're from, I guess it makes a difference anyway. You can look that up though. So about 52 for gas and 60 for diesel, something like that. Where are you heading for that calendar?
That's not what I meant.
What were you trying to do?
Calculator.
For converting?
Yeah.
You have that on your phone.
Yeah, but I'm using it.
Well, that's fine. What's not fine?
Go ahead.
Well, how am I going to convert that, my dude?
Oh, I don't know. You're the mathematician. I just thought I'd help you out.
I just pretend to be smart. I'm not actually that smart.
Okay, then don't worry about it.
I have an app for that. My. Is healthcare free in Russia? I believe it is. We've been paying for it because we are immigrants and they don't just hand out free stuff.
I was told not all things are free though.
Maybe not. I have no idea.
Someone told me today that they would pay for the same thing.
Yeah, I thought I understood at one point that it's like a 2-tier system, so like you can pay and then you might get better service. They do have free healthcare here, and the wait times are great. There's hardly any wait time compared to Canadian healthcare. I know we brag about it. We're supposed to brag about it. We're taught since we're little that it's the best healthcare on the planet. It's horrible. Wait times are terrible in Canada. I was told many years ago never to get rid of my Dutch citizenship because if anything ever happened, you could at least go to the Netherlands and get some healthcare because Canadian healthcare is that bad. I know people in the States that wish they had Canadian healthcare, and I'm like, why? We pay through the nose on taxes, and then you have to sit in the emergency room for 6-7 hours waiting. I had a nail through my foot, and I had to sit there for 5 hours waiting for someone to take a look at me to see if they could pull it out. You know, it's not a good system. And here in Russia, it's very fast so far. Leo, $99.99 super chat. Thank you very much for the sponsors. Your beautiful family is the embodiment of goodness and hope for a better future. Thank you for spreading the love of God to so many of us around the world. Wish you the bestest. God bless.
Wow, thank you
God
so
bless
much.
you too, Leo. Thank you very much for that. Haha, old grannies and rich people use wallpaper. In Canada, I don't know about here.
No, it's all right.
I'm not insulted. No, I don't mean insult. Did you put honey in there too? No. Good evening, greetings from Pushkino, Moscow region. What do you think about a movement of nations from the West to Russia? Nowadays, in all Western TV broadcasting is intended to blame Russia. You know, people with a brain stopped listening to media in the West a long while ago, and have recognized that it's just propaganda. Okay, so I think the left still, by and large, follows media, and unfortunately, a lot of older people grew up in a society where people didn't really lie, and honesty was more valued, and things were just more honest. And so when they turn on TV and that's what the TV man tells them, they just tend to believe it. But there's a ton of people that have woke up and said, no, this is nonsense. We've just been lied to about some things that have been so openly false that it's hard to deny now, I guess. And so when it comes to Russia too, I mean, how many years can you keep telling Russia bad, Russia bad, Russia bad, and yeah, people are waking up for sure, and they see their own countries crumbling around them, right? So and they're looking for something else, and then you see good policies coming out. For me, RT News was a big window. I kept reading the articles, and I forget why exactly I started on RT News. I wanted to know what the other side of the story was, what was going on. And I started reading it, and I see what my media was telling me. Not that we watched much TV or nothing, but you hear stories. And then you look in RT, and I'm like,
You do.
this doesn't add up. Yeah, you do. But I read a lot of news still now. Like, this doesn't add up, man. This is what they're saying. This is what's going on. And I actually found that RT News was less biased. It used to be the news in the West was like, they just told you the news, right? And now it's an opinion, right? So, give you an example, the red car smashed into the blue car, that would just be the news. The opinion would be, well, I think that the red car hit the blue car on purpose, because that's an opinion piece. I don't really care what you think. I just want you to tell me the news. Mm-hmm. And I found with RT, I was just getting the news. And so it's a lot more enjoyable to read versus the Western news is all opinion pieces. And they're just specifically designed to formulate your opinion on something. And so bringing us to today's topics of Russia, it's the same thing. It's all opinion pieces. People are waking up. That's the long short. Dennis Friesian, €5, right? I believe it is. 4 candies. Thank you very much, Dennis. Dennis Friesian. We know lots of Friesians. Eh?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Thank you very much, Dennis.
Thank you.
Nowadays, in all Western TV, I tend to blame Russia, yes. Anneesa is native Canadian, I think. In older videos, it said that.
Yes.
What is native Canadian? Everybody comes from somewhere.
I was born and raised in Canada.
Okay, how many generations? Your mom and dad both were their parents?
Mm-hmm. And their parents.
No.
Yeah. No.
James came over from Scotland.
Yeah.
And then I forget how many generations it is. Yeah, so at least 4 or 5 generations.
1, 2, 3, 4. I'm the 5th generation.
You're the 5th generation.
Yes.
So our kids were 6th on your side.
Yeah.
Alex Euro, a member for 1 month. Skunk membership. Thank you very much, Alex. 5 layers of wallpaper is okay. Helps keep the house warm, I guess. I do remember as a kid, my mom stuck the Smurf wallpaper. If you know the Smurfs, the little blue creatures with the white hats or whatever. Anyway, so I had the Smurf wallpaper on my wall, and I loved that wallpaper when I was a kid. And they were all like it was depicting little scenes. So every so many sheets, I guess, is the same scene again. It was kind of neat. Yeah, I don't know English either, but your videos are so clear and interesting. You see, I will also add English to my piggy bank of languages. Yeah, good idea. Alex Euro, $20 super chat. Thank you very much, Alex. All of you people are so kind to us. We really appreciate it. Somebody in an email today was suggesting about sending us raspberry plants, and I got thinking, hey, that's kind of cool. It'd be a way to I don't know how we would incorporate that, but we could say, well, look, we're looking for apple trees or something like that, and if people want to donate it that way, I don't know what you guys think of that idea. But then we could, I don't know if you'd name each tree. That might be too much work, but anyway, some kind of an idea like that would be kind of neat, because it's like a community farm almost, right? Do your friends or relatives back in Canada watch your videos? How do they feel about everything you've done and experienced so far? Well, some do. My mother-in-law watches everything.
I think some of them think we're just nuts.
Yeah, I think my parents watch, I don't know. I'm pretty sure they think we're nuts. They are definitely not fans of Russia. Your mom's planning on coming for a visit sometime.
I hope so.
Right? And your dad, I don't think will ever come. He, again, thinks Russia's not good. So, yeah, there's a bit of both. People watching for sure. Yeah. Kill your TV. 50 Danish crowns. Thank you very much. Have you and your family been treated to some Russian Orthodox Christian churches and liturgies yet? If so, what are your honest thoughts? I don't know about treated to. We have been to some Orthodox churches, yes. To be honest, I don't understand a lot of it because it's all in Russian, of course. I did not grow up that way. And although somebody said that I was making that up and being false, I had never heard of Russian Orthodox Church up until a few years ago. I didn't even know it existed. And so it's all very new to me. I'm very impressed by what I see. And I also recognize the Orthodox Church as being one of the main drivers for traditional values in this country. So I think that's very commendable as well. My honest thoughts, I'm mesmerized by all the, what I call pictures. I know some people call them icons, of course. To me, what's the difference really? It is a picture. It's a glimpse into something else, and it's absolutely stunning. And there's so much story, so much words in a picture. It's very interesting. But as far as liturgy, I wouldn't understand any of it. Do you have any statistics about American citizens living in Russia and their geolocations? No. There's a lot of people around. There's an American not too far away from us here as well, somewhere. Lots in Moscow region. A lot of immigrants that come from the West go to the Moscow region just because there's a lot of other English-speaking people there. So, where are studying your children in Russia? They study at home here. So Cora has a tutor 3-4 days a week, roughly, I believe. That's the only one with a tutor right now. Otherwise, have had them. Teaches. And she teaches the other kids, of course, as well. And then soon we'll have more tutors here. Ooh, great drawing on the mug. There's your window. Yeah, you're right. Why there's no sound insulation in the walls?
Some of the walls have it.
Some of the walls do, yeah. The office does, doesn't it?
In the bathroom.
The bathrooms, and I think that office is insulated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, what's it needed for? For one, our children don't run around. I mean, can you hear them right now? There's 8 children here. I don't hear them. Yeah, I don't know why you need sound insulation at all of your walls. There's certain walls you need, like an office. It's nice to close the door and you can have a private conversation or something if need be. But for the most part, it's not really necessary to have all that insulation on the walls. Just teach your children not to make so much noise, and then it's not really that much of a problem. Between floors is nice because they run their toys or something across the floor. It can get pretty noisy. Aaron, do you still speak Dutch? Yes, I do. I do indeed.
Somebody said that we forgot about our RooTube channel, but we're still waiting on RooTube.
No, RooTube is the problem. They have an automatic download feature, so it is automatically taking videos from YouTube and putting them on RooTube all by itself, but it's taking forever. In the meantime, somebody else is stealing our videos and putting them on RooTube as well. So we're waiting for RooTube to finally catch up to the new videos, and I don't know when that's going to be, because we post a new video every day or every other day, and it seems like RooTube's only able to upload at half that speed.
One week.
We're not super thrilled with RooTube, put it that way. I don't think there's any benefit in it really for us in RooTube either, but at least if it would catch up, then we could maybe do something with it. Right now it's just a very, very slow operating system. I think there's a better chance of getting caught up on Boosty probably with our videos.
No.
You almost caught up on that?
No.
Not yet.
No, because it takes a long time to translate them.
Jazzy, hello. We've been watching your videos since you moved to Russia. My children love watching you guys build your house. Excuse me. And seeing your children play. Can you ask them to teach the Fox game? They were talking about doing that. In my throat. Something stuck in there. They were talking about putting a video together for that exact thing to show them.
You're gonna call it a night at an hour.
Oh, yeah, we did make it over an hour already.
Mm.
There's a video where they visited a certain church, and obviously they have been in contact with Orthodox priests who recently moved from the U.S. Yeah, I was just talking to him today. Again, we're going to be at the same event. Can't tell you what it is, but in a couple of weeks. So we'll actually, I've never met Gleason in person yet. We've talked on the phone many times. And we actually went to Yaroslawl, what was that? The spring, I think it was. Mm-hmm. And he happened to be gone that weekend, so we didn't actually meet him either. This surprises everyone. The modern generation is too infantile, much more so than my own. I think it's like that everywhere now, not only in the Western world. I don't write the same thing. I wrote this for the first time about the fact that it is difficult to follow his English and almost impossible to react. He speaks very quickly and listen to them one torment. Synchronous.
No idea.
Doesn't like my English, right? Maybe the YouTube servers are overloaded. That could be. Stranger, I mean, I need to bring someone in. I need private room. That's the issue.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Do you guys plan on making all of your YouTube Russian, or will you always speak English? Well, it started for an English audience. I think it'll probably stay English. We will probably do some Russian, though. The kids did a Russian video the other day. They really enjoyed that, and Cora is talking about doing that more often. So, I don't know. We'll see in the future how often that would be. We do plan on having proper Russian subtitles up to date eventually. It's just taken a while to get caught up on those subtitles, but we'll get there eventually. Also, I mean, that's the way YouTube is. It's nothing to do with you guys, but the English is the only portion of YouTube that actually pays as far as YouTube advertising is concerned, because they have banned it all for Russian advertising. So from a business perspective, it makes sense for us to continue in English as well. But we'll see down the road. Right now, English is really the only thing. It wouldn't be a very long video if we did it in Russian, because our Russian is very limited.
This person says he loves her sign on the wall. It says, but what does the bottom one say? My house won't fall apart in 2 years. No, it says we homeschool. We homeschool and we.
That's probably the one that we need too, yeah.
So that's the next one we need. Our house will not fall apart in the rain.
There is another platform from Yandex called Zen. I've seen it somewhere. I don't know where that went now.
I tried that one.
We did
too,
look into it, but yeah.
We're looking into VK as well.
How do you guys deal with hateful people in comments online? Do you have moderators? We do. You grow thick skin, honestly. Some people are just, some of the comments are just absolutely ridiculous, and so sometimes I just get a really good laugh. I'm like, look at this is dumb. There is some vulgar though. There's been some like death threat type material where people are wishing us dead, wishing that our kids get dragged off to the front line and shot, things like that. That's totally unacceptable, and those people get deleted and banned from the channel. We don't need that. That's nonsense. There's obviously room for individual thought. If people write, stuff that, we don't agree with what you did, or we think Russia's bad or something, there's room for that. We need to allow for that, and we leave those comments alone. But if it's directly derogatory or harmful to us, then those comments get deleted. How do you deal with it? I don't know. I guess when you put your life on the internet, you just got to be prepared for some nonsense as well. I've been told so many times this house is going to fall down, and it's still standing, and it will be for many years. So you just ignore it.
Somebody's other thinking of sending us some maple syrup and some Tim Hortons chili, canned of course, to you for Christmas. Is there anything else you miss in Canada and wish you had?
Fisherman friends. But I did find them on Ozone today. They cost way too much, but I can get them. I can order them in from Kazan. Oh, I didn't understand that. It said it was coming from Kazan, but then it said it was going to take a month to get it. So Kazan's not that far away, so I don't know. Anyway, I can get Fisherman Friends apparently.
Yeah.
Zen has pretty good monetization system though. Okay, I was told it was terrible. YouTube was better. Yeah, I don't know. Not sure. Do we have moderators? We do have some, yes. Boss Grim, as a European, you could move to any EU country, even more traditional than Russia. What was the drive to choose Russia? You tell me which EU country is more traditional than Russia, especially in this complicated time for the country and the region. A lot of people in Canada have suggested, you should go to Poland. Poland is the place to go. I just recently had a dinner meeting we did with some people from Poland. Among them was a Canadian who had moved back to Poland thinking that exact same thing, and they are now planning on leaving. They said Poland is not the place to go. They, again, are trying to be the EU, so they are allowing things, the same homosexual propaganda and nonsense, because they're part of the EU. Right? So probably Poland would be the most traditional one in Europe, but it's not. There's no long-term future there either. And look at their stance on certain political issues in the world here right now. No, Russia's the only place that I want to be, the only place I can long-term feel safety for my kids. Spiritual safety. I mean, obviously things can still happen, and we are living in tense times right now, but I'm very confident we're on the right side of history, and that we'll take our chances here. But as far as spiritual safety is concerned, I can't think of anywhere else I would rather be. That answer that?
I think so.
And yes, I am well aware I could move to any EU country, and so my children and I are all Dutch citizens, so therefore we could literally move to anywhere in Europe, but we still chose here. I think that says something. I like that mug with window. Yeah, it's pretty. Nice picture. Which European country is more traditional than Russia? Well, I agree with that statement. Like as I said in there, many people have suggested that Poland is, but I don't know. There's some problems there too. I grew up on a Montana ranch, cow-calf. We also loaded tractor tires and believed it was the radiator antifreeze. Also used chains for the back tires and just left them on much of the winter. Yeah, chains make a whack of difference. I never realized how much difference to my brother had a two-wheel drive tractor. One of my brothers. I have 6 brothers, 3 sisters, but one of them had a two-wheel drive John Deere tractor, and he could go through some amazing deep snow with that thing just because of the chains. It makes a big difference. Czech Republic is a nice EU country. Thank you. Did you all, read my email?
I don't know.
Not sure. Ibrahim, an American guy who moved to Russia like you, got banned from both YouTube and TikTok for no reason. He lost hundreds of thousands of followers. We hope that doesn't happen, and in the event it does happen, we hope you will find us. We have a Telegram channel, Countryside Acres in Russia. Or no, just Countryside Acres, I think it is. Hang on just a moment, we will find it. Right up here.
In Russia.
Countryside Acres in Russia on Telegram. Find us there, subscribe. We do post things there from time to time as well, but if we ever disappear from YouTube, then you can still find us there. Especially for our Russian followers, many of you have said that you would like to be customers in the future, so we really would prefer not to lose you if that's possible. We are also working on RooTube, of course, and Boosty. Boosty is the other main platform where we are posting our videos with regular, proper Russian subtitles underneath them all. And you can follow us there for free. We don't think you see a whole lot, but you can just basically be there so that you're not losing us. Or there's different levels of subscription there as well. And I think in the event that YouTube ever disappeared, then all of our videos would be going to Boosty, probably for a very, very cheap price there. Something that at least compensates for time that it takes to make a video. But yeah, hopefully we can maintain most of our following. It could happen. I mean, they're kicking people off for all sorts of funny things now. Hi, Aaron and Anneesa. How do you picture your life in Russia in 10 years from now? That's always hard to say. I'm sure I'll be fluent in Russian by then. And Anneesa will be working on it well, too. She'll be doing good then, too. We hope to have our farm well up and running by then and producing food. 10 years from now, our children will be married. A bunch of them would be, very likely. And there'll probably be a few grandkids running around, and life will be good. Yeah. How do you plan to spend Christmas this year? Same as every other year. Watch the other children already speak Russian very good, and they learn the language. Also, electricity prices are the highest in the EU, and farmers getting restricted, taxed heavily. Worst economy in the world right now. We got laugh out loud. Sure, VK video. You can't compare any other traditional European country to Russia because every other still can be pressured from outside, and none of them are self-sufficient. Absolutely. Which is one of the main reasons why we wanted to choose Russia, because Russia stands on their own 2 feet, and these other people don't. They are all forced to. Look what's happening in Georgia right now. If you guys follow the news at all, Georgia just recently passed a bill. I'm very happy about it. They passed a bill to not allow foreigners to, well, basically, if you're going to be spending money in the country, you need to be registered so they know where this money is coming from. Because a lot of this foreign money is used to influence elections and other things in the country, and so they want you to be registered. That caused a huge uproar, and now even more so, what they just did is passed an anti-homosexuality and transgender ideology law. Basically, the same law that was passed here in Russia. So you're no longer allowed to do homosexual or transgender propaganda in Georgia. It's against the law. So I'm very, very happy about that, as is, I think, 90% of the Russian citizens who also disagree with all that nonsense. This has caused major backlash from Europe, who's threatening to sanction them and all sorts of other stuff now because of this. And it's that pressure that most countries succumb to because they need the dollars. They need the money from the West in order to function, or at least they think they do. If they don't need the money, then the West ends up overthrowing their governments, which happened in Ukraine. So, yeah. Russia's a good place to be. How do we get into politics every time?
I don't know. I'm so tired though. I thought you were gonna go longer than
I
an hour,
wasn't.
and now it's 1:30.
I'm 17. I live in Nova Scotia, and I have a non-binary teacher. Help me. Well, drop out of school and finish the rest of your schooling if you want more of it at home. Nothing wrong with doing that. There's lots of online places where you can get a good education. Hey guys, hope you're doing well. How do you find out the news? Messengers, websites? In Russia, we haven't got a clue. We joked about that earlier today. Man, the whole world could be falling apart around us, and we wouldn't have a clue.
No.
We would just go on.
Somebody told me that we were on a news channel, and I actually had to get my assistant to go and find the article because we have no idea how to get anything.
I read RT News every morning. I get up, I do emails, and I skim over the RT International News. I read those articles. Yeah. See if there's anything interesting happening in the world, and that's it. That's the only news I watch.
I have no idea. Yeah. And I'm oblivious to everything. I'm just a mom that's busy with other things. I don't have time for all of that.
Maple sugar, yeah, it takes a long time before they produce something. So. Anyway, we're gonna call our quits. Oh, instead of super chat come in, we better recognize that, I guess. Why is it not here? Oh, there's 2 of them. Did I miss this one?
No, that one already went.
Oh, okay. Why is it still up there then?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Mike Z, $20 super chat. Thank you very much, Mike.
Thank you very much.
You are amazing. Yay! Can they see all that too, or I just look like an idiot shaking my hand here?
I don't know. I think they can see it because I can see it.
Well, there's a funny character on the screen.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. Oh, my sister's on it. Hello. Ministry of Agriculture, Food Wars, has agro startup grants. Nice. We are going to call it a night. It's been long enough. I said an hour, and I did an hour and 29 seconds. We can wait another 20 seconds to get to an hour and a half all the way through, or we could just call it quits. Yeah. So good night, everybody. Hope you all appreciate it. We got another video coming this week. I think you'll like it. I think you will. Oh, another one coming this week. Lots coming this
I
week.
was gonna say.
Coming tomorrow. Be another video going up tomorrow, and we'll carry on from there.
Sounds good.
More projects in the works. God bless you guys. We'll catch you all later.